So when you talk of capital, I'll say something here. FISSHCT. I'm going to explain it to you, but it's going to be easier for people to remember. So F talks of the financial capital. And I think that's where many people focus on the money. Financial capital has got to do with cash, assets, different portfolios, investments, savings. All of that has got to do with the money side of capital. Now, number two is intellectual capital. Intellectual capital, your knowledge and your skills, whether your degrees, whether self-education, the things you have read, all of those skills you have, professional on the side, also is another form of capital. Number three is social capital. There's a saying that your network is your net worth. So your social capital, the people you relate with, your circles, because that will bring you partnerships, collaborations. Even countries, big countries today are trying to merge themselves with each other. Why? Because they have a goal and they have an agenda. How much more an individual? You have the G8, you have the UN. So social capital is so essential. And many people limit themselves. That's why I'm breaking it down. And partnerships, keep in mind partnership. No matter how anointed, gifted, talented, no matter what I know, like you have a lot of saying in mindset, positive, I can do this, but there's something more powerful, knowing I can't. I can't is also not a bad one. Sometimes you have to be real to yourself that I can't, but I can partner with someone. Jack Ma doesn't know anything about e-commerce, but he took the idea of eBay and created Alibaba with the right people. So saying that I can do everything sometimes will limit you. Know what you can't and partner with someone. Social capital. Let's go to the fourth one. Spiritual capital. Your core values, your faith, your purpose, all of that. Denzel Washington recently rejected $200 million in a gay, lesbian kind of movie. Why? Because it's against his roots. It's against his faith. Your spiritual capital guides you. It's also another currency on its own. Number five is human capital. Human capital comes to mindset, your resilience, your determination, your capacity, your tenacity. Those qualities is different from intellectual capital. Intellectual capital is knowledge, information, skills. But human capital has got to do with the qualities, the discipline, the resilience, how you act in terms of failure. Let's move forward. I think the sixth one is not popular. Cultural capital. Cultural capital. When you look at the names or the brands like Apple, people don't buy Apple products because of its function alone. It's the culture, it's the prestige, it's the lifestyle. So when you talk of capital, your culture, your credibility and authority becomes another capital on its own. And the final one is time capital. How you understand, you don't just trade your time for money. You need to delegate, automate, prioritize, set systems. So when you tell me people are looking for capital, they are looking for money, is because they limit themselves with money. And this is the danger when you only look for financial capital without the remaining six. You exhaust the money, you blow the money, because there are some things your contacts are supposed to help you. There are some things your intellect is supposed to guide you. If you're bankrupt with a six, you waste all the money. And that's why people say they don't have enough money. It's because they blow it all. You need the remaining six to make it complete.
How do we build that remaining six? Because I feel like from what you've described, that is more important than the finance.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I've saved people $10 million in this country, in Ghana. And so money cannot buy you everything. Money has its limitation. Oprah Winfrey is famous. As she wanted to build her empire, there are some connections she had and some conversations with people that helped her establish her business. And money alone cannot do it. So we need to understand the limitation of money. That's why even the actors, comedians, entertainers, sports people, lottery, those who get money through lottery, they lose the money. Why? Because money itself is limited. You need to have the remaining. So you need to hire maybe a consultant. You need to go for conferences. You need to have a mentor. There are different aspects of it based on your own goals and other things. Someone is maybe 45. He's played football his lifetime. He doesn't have time for any conference or seminar, but he can hire a consultant. In the Western part of the world, billionaires, multi-billionaires employ financial consultants for their decisions. In Africa, the mistake we make is once we make money, we think we know everything in the world. We don't know how limited our monies are. That's the problem. So conferences, seminars, mentors, consultants, it's everywhere. Even your channel, YouTube, there's so much people can learn about in terms of money. And when it comes to capital, I tell you another secret here is credit. Credit does not just mean borrowing. That's why we have the word credibility. When you are a man of integrity and character, there's credit lines. There's a guy in Nigeria who's run multi-billion-dollar businesses, and he had a franchise for big car companies abroad. They gave him a credit line, multi-billions, and the guy made money. He sells the cars, he pays them the money. So when you talk of raising money, I think you need to rather have a solid character, integrity, and be visible, be valuable, and be vocal. Be valuable, be visible, and be vocal. You can have the right stuff, but are you visible and are you vocal? Because with the right integrity, credit will come your way. That's why even in America, the credit score, as long as you are paying, your credit score expands. So credibility is what gives you credit. If you are not a man of integrity, capital will always be a problem.
Well, we seem to have a lot of that problem here.
Because character is the real issue, not money.
So how
poverty, let me tell you something. Poverty is not the absence of money or the presence of money. You can be poor having money and you can be poor not having money. Poverty is the state of the mind, the state of the soul and your language, your mindset, the state of your soul and your language. Someone who has more money but doesn't know what to do with the money is equally poor. He'll be bankrupt. He can even make wrong investment and wrong contracts and even enter into a debt. So poverty is not the absence of money or the presence of money. It's the state of your soul, your mindset, and your language. If you want to really know whether someone is poor, just look at these three things, not the money he has.
Which one should we work on first?
All of them. Your mindset, your language. Because you can't have a great mind and you talk negative. Your language, I'm broke, I'm sick, I don't know. All this negative stuff will block what is in your mind.
See, we usually talk about this, right? And I tell people, think